This is the Freeheel Life podcast, episode number 74. I'm your host, Josh Madsen, coming at you from the Freeheel Life shop in Salt Lake City, Utah. And it's springtime, my friends, and Salt Lake City's in its classic back and forth, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. Skiing, hiking, climbing, biking, skiing, hiking, pow dump, spring skiing, jeans, then full outerwear setups. So that's usually how it goes here in like March and April. And then it usually gets really warm, and then you'll have the occasional June dump and whatnot. So, but we're stoked, and spring's here. So, like I said before, we are closed. The brick and mortar's closed, but we've got plenty of new lifestyle stuff coming out, and we're just kind of trickling it out little by little. I'd love to say we're dumping like an entire spring collection, but we're not. So I apologize. But we've got some cool stuff. Cinco hats, the 5-panel hats have been going really well. We're going to be putting out a couple new t-shirts. We're restocking some logo wear, and we're just going to keep pushing and really just trying to kind of, we've always said, I kind of made a pact with myself when I started this place, and I said, I'm only going to do Telemark, and we've done a good job of staying in that. We don't become a climbing shop, a golf shop, or anything else in the summer, but we are going to start really trying to there's actually a ton of work to do in the summer, despite what everyone's always like, what do you do in the summertime? And I'm like, try to get ready for the next year, because basically once the door opens for the season at the brick and mortar, it's pretty much game on until you get to the spring. So we need summer. It's super important. So we're always working, trying to keep things alive and moving, and we always appreciate your support. So thank you, all you that are buying stuff, not just ski stuff, but also rocking our lifestyle stuff as well. We do have a couple more demo boots, used gear setups going out the door as well. Just keep an eye on that used gear section, or, obviously on the Instagram, Facebook, website. We'll be putting that out, just kind of keeping you aware of the situation and any good deals that are there. But that really helps us get from into the season to the start of the next season. So thank you for your support. I didn't really have a whole lot of news. The only funny thing that kind of came up was, guess who wrote in? They didn't show up to the shop, but they wrote in. Old Patty O'Connell. So if you've been following along, there was a Skiing magazine article that was put out by a gentleman named Patty O'Connell, and it was just kind of this ridiculous satire piece, and just it was pretty funny, and kind of poking fun at us, and whatever. I mean, it was so over the top that it was obviously not supposed to be real, but it rubbed some people the wrong way, and I get it. I've been there. We want to defend ourselves. So anyways, if you listen to that podcast, I did a kind of a response, and I read the Patty O'Connell piece and wrote to and sort of responded as I read the piece. And at the end, I challenged Patty O'Connell to come in and start telemark skiing with us and announce himself. I said, hey, when you show up to Freeheel Life, you have to walk in and say, I am Patty O'Connell. Well, he didn't show up in the shop, but he did write into our customer service, and it was pretty good. The title of the email was, I am Patty O'Connell. So it was kind of funny. At least he listened far enough to kind of get the joke and sort of do that whole thing. And funny enough, he wrote in, and it was a really good letter, and I was just gonna read it for you guys here, just because I think it's good, just so if you are following along, you kind of know what this is about. He says, Hey, Josh, I've had a few folks send me your podcast episode. It was great. Thanks, man. And I also want to say thank you for referring to me by the full name so often. I had visions of me sitting in the principal's office in grade school. I was just interviewed by Adam over at The Pursuit, and we discussed, among other things, the recent Telly article I penned for Ski Magazine. Oh, I'm sorry, I said skiing, so Ski Mag. I think the episode is published today, and it may provide some backstory and intention for the piece. It seems like you get it, though. It's a complete satire not to be taken seriously, much like skiing itself. To be clear, I do not hate tellying. I don't even dislike it, even a little. This piece started from a chat with a buddy about his new telly binders and the hilarious, fun-loving, well-intentioned ribbing we gave one another. And then I thought about all the similar funny convos we skiers have over nachos at Opry or on the lift, chatting about skiing and ski gear. When writing the story, I felt it necessary to make clear that this was a well-intentioned piece based in humor and not reality by talking about skiing with dinosaurs and such. Going way over the top. This is an op-ed that is complete farce, not based in real life. To me, that's why the tongue-in-cheek claims I make about telling work as jokes. There's little to no fact about the gear or technique, etc., only ridiculous and absurd analogies. Unfortunately, a lot of folks misunderstood the farce and took it as fact, which is a bummer. And I'd hate to think that folks perceived a wall or othering. The objective is humor, and sometimes humor gets spicy. Ultimately, I'm okay with people missing the point. It's unrealistic to think everything I create will hit positively with everyone, but I hope it made you and your pals giggle. I live in Colorado, but I do spend time in Salt Lake. I would love to drop knees with you and your crew or watch you all do that from the ground, as I will surely fall down often. I'm actually trying to source equipment now so my pal Hannah can take me out for a lesson. It should be fun and ridiculous. Thanks, man. I hope you're enjoying the laughter of skiing. Sincerely, Patty O. So there's a little update on the Patty O'Connell episode, and he and I have texted back and forth a little bit, and I might even have him on the podcast. We'll see if we make that happen. We were texting back and forth before I did this episode, actually, and he did go telly skiing, and we were kind of joking around about it, but he said his quads hurt quite a bit, and but I'm sure he's probably a good telly skier too. So anyways, it's good to have those interactions. That stokes me out, and I'm glad people are at least we're interacting with each other. So that makes it super fun. So today's episode, I'm going to be rolling by myself, obviously, and today's episode is titled Protectors of the Turn. And I wanted to kind of, before I dive into this, what this title is all about, because this is a super important thing to me, and I want to explain what this is all about. But first, I wanted to talk about kind of the season and what happened and what's going on with the businesses and what's going on in Telemark, and kind of give a little debrief on the past season here in North America. And first off, I want to thank you all so much. All of you podcast listeners, all of the people that visited the shop, people who have shopped with us online at freeheellife.com, people who follow us on our social media channels, and especially the podcast. I mean, that's been phenomenal. It's wild. I mean, people come up like at a resort, be up at Alta or, wherever, and someone will just walk up and be like, "Hey, I dig the podcast." And I'm like, "Whoa, okay." So, sometimes it feels a little like pirate radio, and we're just talking, I'm just talking to the airwaves here. And then it's cool to know you're out there, you're listening. Hopefully it's resonating with you. You're stoked and whatnot. But collectively, all of you who are supporting something that we're doing, whether you're a YouTube subscriber, Instagram, whatnot, we really, really appreciate you. And I know that we were able to hit a lot of our goals this year. both my own personal goals that we've made with the shop, just goals in general. And the cool thing is that we have we know we have a great relationship with all of you out there, and that's really what's going to make it happen, and we couldn't achieve what we're achieving if we're not doing a good job and you guys aren't digging what we're doing and keep supporting us. So I just want you guys to know how much I appreciate that as a business owner, and I know my staff appreciates it, and it's really cool. And as we're trying to build this thing up, it's really important to feel that, and get the feedback, and we so appreciate that. So, and on that note, I want to thank all of my staff, everyone who works at Freeheel Life. They're amazing. I really, really, really have lucked out over the years meeting really cool, humble, but hardworking people. And I'm really grateful that they've taken, my vision for stuff and then been able to apply, their own contribution to it. And that's what's been really cool to watch over the years. And I think I've said this in podcasts before, but I mean, yeah, I definitely never thought, creating jobs was going to be like the thing that brought me joy, or whatever. You get into, I got into it because I love telemark skiing and I like business and I like all this stuff. But it's cool to see what we can create, and it's not a sure thing, like business and running a company and doing all this. It's obviously not a sure thing ever. We've got to make good decisions and hope that you guys hang in there with us and are patient, and we can provide a good service or a product. And so, yeah, it's cool. It's just really cool. I don't know what else to say about it. So if you're a Freeheel Life staff person and you're listening to this, I know I tell you all the time, but thank you for rocking a great season. I think things that went well this season is, hopefully you felt it out there. I think Taylor and I were talking about it, the shop manager, and it kind of, and I was talking to Ashley too, and we've been here the longest. This year felt a lot better for us, just trying to, we actually didn't increase the staff size, maybe more than by like a person this year. So I think the cool thing was to feel like we could handle helping all of you and grow and meet more people. And it felt a little more efficient, on our end. So I hope you guys felt that out there, whether you bought something online or shipping, in an adequate time period, or if we screwed something up, we took care of it, adequately so that you'll come back. Obviously, I'm not going to act like we've done everything perfect. Trust me. But we hope that things don't slip through the cracks. And I think that's what we're always trying to tighten up. So, hey, shoot us, if you have suggestions. Like I said, people are always like, what are you doing this summer? Well, this is it, is we kind of decompress a little bit at the end, debrief on stuff, talk about what worked, how we can do better. And, we want to hear your ideas too. So feel free to email us, the customer service at freeheellife.com. I don't know, let us know what you liked or didn't like, or if we totally screwed something up and you hate our guts or something. No, I mean, I hate getting those, but I mean, if that's what it takes to get us better, let us know. Hopefully you like the podcast, but maybe we screwed something else up. I don't know. But yeah, no, we want to hear about it, and it helps us get better, and we'd love to hear your suggestions. And I think that anybody who knows or has followed my stuff over the years, man, it takes a while, doesn't it? Like, some of this stuff is like slow simmer, and then some stuff gets done fast. And those who are patient, I really appreciate that, because we're able to grow slow and steady. Another person I want to thank, Keith Opperman out in the Midwest, are kind of to give you guys a little, if you know and follow, we tried a little beta test We were going to try in a couple other spots, but they didn't end up materializing for a couple different reasons that I won't go into. But Keith Opperman, a good friend of mine, he runs the Midwest Telefest separately of us. He's just in tune with the people out there, and there's hundreds and hundreds of telemark skiers in the Midwest of the United States. And we did a little sort of beta test, like a service and demo center, as we called it, in Washburn, Wisconsin, up there near the UP of Michigan and upper Wisconsin, kind of a couple hours from Duluth, Minnesota. And it went really well, just to let you guys know. I mean, we put some service out of there and we did some rentals. So I'm going to call it a success. As of now, we're still planning on doing that again next year. And Keith's been gracious. He's helped basically run it out of his workshop and garage type of thing. And this is super do it yourself, and this is kind of how we're growing stuff. So I'll keep you guys in the loop about that. I think this was a good experience in trying to do what we do here in Salt Lake in another place. And it's tricky, and it's definitely, there's growing pains just like with everything, but it felt really good, and we've got good people, and Keith's an awesome guy, and shout out to his whole family and everyone that supported him out there, all you Midwest Tele skiers, people that went to Midwest Telefest. That was great. And I know the boys had a good time going out there. We still owe you guys. I sent Taylor and Wyatt out there, and we did a vlog for the YouTube channel that we got so busy that we haven't even edited that. So you're gonna get some like Midwest Telefest 2021 action probably in like June. So forgive us. We're probably gonna bring a video guy on next year because we shot so much video, and then we there's no one left to edit it because everyone else is working. So there you go. There's my my confessional about not producing enough video, and we will improve on the video. So you have that to look forward to cool off during the summer months. So before I kind of hop back to this protectors of the turn thing I wanted to talk about, hopefully that debrief was cool. It's important to me. I want you guys to know what we're up to. There's always like a million things going on. And for me, it's just like I like sitting down and I get to talk it out and just sort of let you know what's up. So hopefully you guys know you're a big part of this. I mean, you're the reason we're here. Sometimes I just come up with the ideas and it's a full on experiment, and I believe in what we're doing, but it's great when all you guys believe in it too, and we work together on it. And that's kind of what I wanted to do this podcast, show you what we've been up to, what we did, and now where we're going. And before I get into this protectors of the turn thing, I want to make sure you guys know what my business is, like what our main objective, what we're doing. And when I say the businesses, it's Freeheel Life. We just relaunched Telemark-land. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. And I want you guys to know that everything we do, whether it's retail or events or helping sponsor events or sending swag bags out or whatever, our objective is three things with Telemark: is preserve, protect, and promote. That is our mission statement. Preserve the past, protect the turn, and promote and spread Telemark, to current generations and future generations. That's what we're here to do, and doing that through what I always talk about, helping foster our own industry, try to blaze that path forward, and make space, not just for ourselves, but not just as FHL, but and what we're doing, but hopefully we make enough space. I like competition. You guys know that. If you listen to the podcast, I like competing. So we want to encourage other people to get in, but we're down to keep kind of cutting through the jungle, so and hopefully we can get a little path that a bunch of us can kind of work together on a similar philosophy. But that kind of brings me to what I was bringing up with protectors of the turn. I want you guys to know our theme for the upcoming 12 months or so is that protectors of the turn. And that is exactly what we are, all of us. You out there, if you're a telemark skier in 2021, you are a protector of the turn. You are part of something that is incredibly important. It's the original turn on snow. And it's awesome. And we all know this. It's like this cool, and I've brought this up too, is I think people think sometimes telemark skiers are pretentious, because there's all these jokes, like Patty O'Connell kind of style jokes, right? Like picking on Patty O'Connell again, but just, like the whole idea of like, how do you know a telemark skier at the party? He'll tell you, that kind of stuff. But I don't think it's people being pretentious as much as we are just so passionate, and you've got to earn it, right? And so when you see that brother or sister making turns on the snow, it's just kind of this kindred spirit. You're cut from the same cloth. It's easy to go, oh, hey, what's up? It's like, you don't need an icebreaker. You pretty much just need to look at each other's boots and go, yeah, we're cool, and you just know that you both have put in time, effort. Like I always say, it's a personality choice, and you kind of know that you're a part of something and that you've both paid your dues no matter where you came from. You've both had to pay your dues, and you're somewhere along this life cycle of a telemark skier that you're part of this amazing community worldwide. And so that's why you're protectors of the turn. You're carrying on a tradition, and you might just be like, Madsen, you're crazy, dude. Like, I just put my skis on, I go shred pow, I go home. Okay, cool. That's cool too. And I'm not saying you have to be like walking around and, like, I'm a protector of the turn and just be this, aggro person. But I want you to know the time and effort that you've put in. Even if you're just in skiing, you should be doing it for yourself. There's not really a whole lot of other reason, but doing it for yourself. But the coolest thing is by you doing that, just visually, you're going to inspire somebody, whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced telemark skier, expert, a master. It doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum, the life cycle of a telemark skier. You're going to inspire somebody to try it. The right people are going to see it, and that's what you're protecting. You're carrying on a tradition, and so that's what our theme is going to be as a company for this next year. Just we just closed down. That's how my brain works. It's kind of like it's like ski season years, right? Like you basically close down in April. And, May 1 is like the first of the year, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So what you're going to start seeing in our marketing efforts, along with Spread Telemark, Freeheel Life, hashtag Spread Telemark, hashtag Freeheel Life. If you're a social media person, that's, Spread Telemark, it in and of itself has been phenomenal. Like, we can go on these social media platforms and find all these incredible people around the world just by the fact that they're using a hashtag. For all you old people that don't know what I'm saying, hashtag, we used to call it the pound sign. But it's great, and it's something we can all rally around. So you're going to see us use hashtag protectors of the turn along with those other ones. And I want to encourage you to do that as well and help us protect the turn. And part of that protection is by promoting it and getting new people into it, getting them stoked about it. So, and in the upcoming weeks, a couple things I want you to keep your eyes on. First off, I mentioned it briefly, but we have relaunched Telemark-skier.com. Telemark Skier magazine, not the actual print magazine, but we have relaunched a new website that we've carried all the old content over from previous years. We're starting to archive all the old content from previous magazines all the way back to 2003, and we're creating premium new content right now. And we're going to be doing that every week. And if you don't get to it in the summer, you can get to it in the winter. But it's going to be Telemark all the time. So it's going to be great. And we've launched it. And I want to thank those people that have subscribed already. Thank you so much. It's amazing. Again, like I said, sometimes I'll have an idea, we'll have an idea, and we'll throw it out there because we believe it's going to work. But you know what? Like, there's always a chance something's not going to work. I mean, this is still in its infancy too. I mean, I don't really know what the metric is per se. I mean, I kind of do, but I also just want to see, I kind of want to see who's out there, who believes in building this up with us and supporting us. So, with relaunching, I mean, the hope of this is that it's going to become a centerpiece for Telemark ski culture around the globe. So it's going to have feature articles and profiles. And guess what the coolest part to me is? There will be zero advertising. Like, we're not supporting it with advertising. I mean, you're going to see cross promotion of our own, brands or whatever, like Freeheel Life and Telemark Skier, and that kind of thing. But I'm not, I learned, and I'll get into this story maybe some other time, but advertising is not the way to go, in my opinion. And the thing that should support this is the people. And you out there, if you're passionate like I am about telemark skiing, if you want to know gear reviews and information and events from telemark skiers like yourself, people that utilize the same language and can kind of delve into topics that may not be interesting to anybody else but you and all your other telemark friends, this is the place. And that's what I want to do, is build this up together so that you know that you are the fuel that's going into this thing. This isn't some, weird propped up media source for telemark skiing that's based on ad revenue. It's based on you. And if you're into it, my hope is you're going to pay for it. And my hope is that if you pay for it and more people pay for it, we can do more cool stuff and we can grow together. And we've already got a really cool piece. If you listen to last week's podcast with Susie Sutphin, she was the one who came up with the idea for Telemark Skier magazine back in the late 90s, really. And then it came to fruition in 2003 in the form of a print magazine under Craig Dostie and the Coular Publishing team out in Truckee, California. And the coolest part about this whole story is Craig, who was the guy who started and ran Coular and Telemark Skier magazines back in the day, is now leading the editorial on telemarkskier.com. And I couldn't be happier to have him. What a cool story. And it's an honor to have him come back in the picture. And no man or woman on earth has as much knowledge of telemark as Craig in terms of gear, and I think he working with myself, I'm sort of like the history nerd and the cultural, I at least I'd like to think that. I'm self-proclaiming here, so you guys can yell at me in email or whatever, but I think that's what's really cool is he's been around. We had to dig him up from from the Paleolithic era of telemark to come back. No, I mean, he's been around so much. He's literally been around almost since the resurgence in the late 70s in terms of covering it on a media level. That wealth of knowledge is so cool. And I'm sort of in the middle, and then we've got guys like Taylor and leading the shop crew, and just that mix of everything is really valuable in my opinion. And I can't wait to kind of mix it up. Now, with that said, telemarksgear.com, we're going to cover a lot of stuff we haven't. It's really going to open it up to do additional gear reviews on stuff that maybe we don't carry in the Freeheel Life shop. And some people are always hassling us, why don't you carry this and that? I mean, look, Freeheel Life itself has always kind of had like I made a very strict philosophy about what this place was and really what we were trying to do. And Telemark Gear's always, when it was a print magazine, when I was the editor, I mean, we had a lot more room, and it still does. I'm funny like that. You'll get, the more you listen to my podcasts and stuff I do, is I'm just kind of a funny guy like that. Sometimes I like to put myself in a weird box with a lot of rules, and then I try to figure out how to get out. And Freeheel Life for me is that. It's like forcing me and my team to try to figure out how to solve problems with a really narrow rule set. Telemark Gear, I think, magazine is going to open it up, and Craig and I are already having a blast. We're already we shot some really cool in-depth gear videos, and his technical writing skills are great, and he's a long form guy, and so I think the marriage of those two things of long form old school writing and publishing and having that knowledge, and then actually bringing that to life with some video and some other stuff is gonna be pretty rad. On that note, before I move on to the next thing, we're going to be doing a bi-monthly thing called Sips and Tips. It's going to be for subscribers only on telemarksgear.com, and it's going to be a live Zoom call. So it's going to be super rad. You can literally have questions come in. We're going to have a moderator, Kate the Great. My better half is going to be moderating and helping us with that, and it's going to be awesome. And I can't wait to get that rolling and have you guys be a part. And this is the kind of stuff we want to try it. Let's see if it works. Call in. It's like an old talk show, right? But yeah, we're just gonna grab a beverage of your choice, sit down for an hour or so, and we're just gonna kind of shoot the breeze and talk telly. And there's also a new Telemark Gear forum you can access for free. And we're going to start we have a ton of people. If you're on our Facebook forum, we're going to start kind of migrating a lot of stuff over here on the website, just so it's all in one place. Sometimes people don't use Facebook. They don't use Instagram. They don't do whatever. We want to make sure you guys have a place to come. And we think having the website, this is a good time to do that. So keep an eye out for that. And that's kind of the first thing we're going to be doing, to obviously protect, preserve, and promote, moving forward, Telemark Gear magazine. We want that to be the cultural hub. So help us do it and become a subscriber. We'll love you forever. I already love you guys because if you're listening to this, but I hope you'll hop on board. And thank you for trusting us with your time and your hard-earned money, because that's important. And I just want you to know, like, everyone who spends $1 on this stuff, it really it makes an impact, and that's important to me, and it's important for everything that I stand for and I've wanted to create in Telemark since I started doing this many years ago. So this next piece of the Protectors of the Turn, I'm so pumped to talk to you guys about this. So this is the official announcement that Freeheel Life is going to be running a small run of skis again. I'm pumped. We're going to be making 2 models in 3 sizes called the Protector 95 and the Protector 105. So one of them is going to be 9,500 foot. One of them is going to be, and the other is going to be 105 millimeters underfoot. So we will be hand making these in Salt Lake from the base all the way to the top sheet at Freeheel Life. And we're extremely excited about this because we've made some small runs in the past. But we really hope this marks a bright future of manufacturing products that we are in control of. And we as a brand, as a Freeheel Life brand, that's important, but also we want to make stuff that we know you need. Telemark skiers. We want to make stuff that we know you need because we literally talk to thousands of you every year, and we want to close the circle. We want to listen and incorporate what we're hearing and then make great products for you. And we want you to know when you spend your money where it's going. It's going back to Telemark. And anybody who listens to these podcasts, I had a whole podcast in the beginning about building industry. This is what I mean. We need to be in control of what we're making. It's incredibly important. And I don't want to go off on some rabbit hole and bore all of you guys, but I've been around long enough that I know when Telemark is left not to Telemark skiers, it doesn't go well. Historically speaking, it might go well for a minute, but much like life, those shortcuts never pay off in the long term. So I'm a big believer that this is how we're going to grow our own little industry, make our own stuff. And I truly believe if we make great products and we listen to all of you and we're slow and steady, learn from our mistakes as we go, and make sure to stay true to what we're doing, I know we're going to be successful. So with that, we're going to be creating a pre-order for the first batch of Protector 95s and the Protector 105s. Okay? If you want to get a jump on it, go ahead and email podcast@freeheellife.com. Give us your info, and we'll contact you first and kind of get you in the mix. It's definitely going to be first come, first serve. But like I said, if this goes well, it's going to help us get things rolling. Otherwise, keep an eye on the podcast, social media, and we will launch like an official pre-order on the website to start building these. I am so stoked. We're buying the machines to literally make this stuff here. And for those of you that are like, what, you guys are just going to make skis out of nowhere? No, we have a history with this. We're working in conjunction with a really great local ski maker that we've known for years. We've built skis with him before, but we also learned a lot of stuff too, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to try and get Todd Harila. He's a ski builder here in Salt Lake. He's got his own little boutique brand. We've worked with him in the past. He's really helped guide us and teach us and kind of show us the ropes. But he also knows that, we want to be as much of the craftsman as we possibly can. And so even these test skis that we've been doing, we've been skiing on some test skis. And I'll tell you, I made the cores myself. I cut the wood out of raw material. I planed it down. I glued it all together. Taylor literally helped lay. We built these skis. Me, Taylor, and Todd, and we built these things together, and to test them. And that's what I'm talking about. That feeling of literally thinking about analyzing what our customer is, who you all are, who we are, what kind of skiers are out there. And the Protector 95 and the 105 are going to be, geared towards a great out-of-the-box Telemark ski, or ski for Telemark, I should say. But I'll get that podcast dialed in, and I want, look forward to that. I hope if you're a ski enthusiast, I want you to have the opportunity to, me, Taylor, and Todd will sit down and talk about the skis, talk about the construction, talk about the flex, talk about where they could be used for, how we're thinking about them. And I'm incredibly looking forward to that. And I was so excited to talk to you all about the Protector 95 and the Protector 105, because these marketing efforts to preserve, protect, and promote, and to be protectors of the turn, I can't think of a better way than to make our own skis and share those with Telemark skiers from around the globe and let you guys know that we're in it, and we're going to put our money and our time where our mouth is, and not just talk about building industry and building our brand. And we want to do it, and we want you guys to come along with us. So so a small group of us are going to be pushing through the summer months in preparation for all of this. Like I said, more info to come, and we're going to be pushing that out every day. Check out the shop Instagram, the website, and it's going to be a fun summer. It's going to be a busy summer, I can tell you that. I'm really, really happy that I got to share this stuff with you. I don't know how interesting it is to you, debriefing on what we've done and where we're headed, but I feel like a lot of times, we didn't have the podcast, right? So this has just been like a really cool opportunity to just share with you guys what's going on in kind of one chunk, and just say, hey, we thought this was going to happen. Here's what happened. Here's where we think we're going to go. And hopefully you'll come with us. I can't think of a better way to honor such an awesome turn than to be a protector of the turn myself. And I'm nearing almost the 30-year mark since I started doing this as a kid. It's pretty cool. Cool to see the changes. Cool to see everything that's happened over the last 3 decades of Telemark, to learn about the people that were before I was Telemark skiing, what they're doing. Such a rich, amazing history and culture even today. So quick recap. Go subscribe to Telemark Skier Magazine, telemarkskier.com. That is where you are going to get the goods. Join the forum. Our good friends Keith Woods, Travis Bellantino, who help moderate the Facebook forum, are going to start helping over there as well. We're not killing the Facebook forum or anything like that at this point, but come over and be part of that. We would love that. You can still shop at freeheellife.com. Keep an eye out for the new lifestyle stuff coming out. Snag any good deals on boots, demo boots, used gear, parts, and I'll keep you up to date with the changes we're making every week, how the improvements we're making on the website and whatnot. Protector 105, Protector 95, Freeheel Life skis, fall 21. Email us at podcast@freeheellife.com if you have any interest. No commitment if you want to throw an email out there right away, but get us there and we'll get you the info. It's not going to be like a blind taste test getting a pair of skis, but we want you to know that just like we care about the quality and high level service that we give you guys through the shop, and we want you to know that's the love and respect we're going to put into our products, including these skis, and we're going to do it the right way, and we're going to make sure that they're made with great materials, and we're the ones putting hands on them, and we can't wait to show you what we got. So stay tuned for that episode when we talk about that. And I appreciate y'all so much. Thanks for letting me spout off for a little bit and tell you what's going on. I'm so proud to be a Telemark skier. I'm so proud to be able to serve you guys, through our shop and now through Telemark Skier Magazine. I'm just pumped. So until next week, my friends, spread Telemark always. Peace out.